music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Growing Up Hip Hop Season 4, Episode 8. I think this is my 7th review that I've done since I got off work. It's 1:40 in the morning. I have a few gossip little things, you guys, and then a couple of things. So anyway, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to also hit that little notification bell so that when I have new content up, it lets you know that a new video is up. Because all these 9 videos that I'm doing tonight will be uploaded all throughout the night and into the morning. So you guys will have plenty of content to look into from my channel on Saturday. The 14th, and it's my mom's birthday. Y'all know my mom. It's her 55th birthday, so put in the comment section, happy birthday, Mom. So yeah, anyway, also, as y'all know, there's a little thing that we do now. Okay, I put a code in the videos. Okay, as I'm talking, I'll give you a code to put in the comment section to let me know how far you went into the video. So you never know where it's going to be. Sometimes it's 1 code, sometimes it's 2 codes, but it's always in the middle somewhere, and it's always option, so no one can copy someone else's answer. Anyway, let's get started. So the episode starts off with Pep, and she's meeting up with Master P, and something about this said it's gonna be some bullshit. And sure enough, it was partly bullshit, partly good stuff. When we kind of went both ways. So she's basically asking him she's asking for advice on Tyran, saying how they kind of don't have a close relationship. But the way Pep is going about asking for advice from P, I feel like she doesn't even explain it the right way to me, because P starts saying how, she starts saying how, when she was pregnant with him, that the father had also had another woman pregnant at the time, and that her and the father actually broke up while she was still pregnant with him, and that he was never around in the kid's life, just in general. So when she said that part, I guess that was her way of saying how her and Tyran has had things going on from the beginning. P just said, well, he need a father figure around because certain things women can't teach men. And I think that's absolutely true, but I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with what she's saying now, because he isn't a kid. Like, he's an adult now. Like, that's a good piece of advice to give somebody who has like a 6-year-old son. He's a grown-ass, full-grown man. Like, he don't need a father figure in his life as an adult, because he's already raised. He's already an adult. And Pep, if she dates somebody, I just didn't get why he said that about him, as if Tyran wasn't an adult. Like, it was the weirdest thing to me that he said, and I'm like, what? Okay, P, whatever. So he said, you need to talk to him and letting him wait. Yeah, she's like, you need to talk. He said, talk to him and let him know there are certain things you can and can't do. But I'm like, I don't think his issue had anything to do with Pep trying to be his daddy. Like, it had everything to do with Pep in his eyes not being a good mother. And so I'm like, maybe P wasn't the best person to go to talk about this. But there are no other female moms on the show, so it is what it is. So Pep being says, it's just kind of weird. I just don't know what to do. And then P said, you know what? I'm having a camping trip. I'm taking the boys on a camping trip. He can probably come and I can talk to him. Okay, I guess we'll see how that works. So from there, Pep Ben says how, you know what, I think me, Tyran, and Egypt needs to go to family council. We need to get a therapist. And so that way we can kind of talk things out. I don't think Pep, Egypt, and Tyran needs therapy. I think Pep and Tyran does need to talk to someone so that Pep can kind of get where he's coming from. So we do see later on how she tells Tyron in Egypt, you know what? We're going to go to therapy. You know, I know there's some issues or whatever, and I feel like we need to go talk to someone that can kind of mediate the whole situation. He says, I don't think we all need therapy. I really don't. Egypt says, he said, because you and Egypt are already close, so I don't think we all need it, but you know, it is what it is. He then says, well, how about I think TT should come? He then said, because Egypt and Mom will double team him, and he's kind of oddball out. He said, and also besides that, Egypt is a yes man. Yes, Mom. Yes. She's going to agree to whatever Pep says. So he wants like a kind of someone else who can kind of see things from his perspective, and he don't feel so ganged upon with his mom and his sister. And then she's like, well, TT can come, but I don't want her talking. I'm looking like, Pep, you can't say that. I do think Pep has this thing to where she feels like she needs to consistently defend herself. So, and it's the weirdest thing, because I'm looking like no one's even saying that TT's gonna come like for you, but he just wants her there for support. Girl, leave it alone. So yeah. We see Vanessa and Christina meet up. You know, Christina is moving to Vegas for this legendary, imaginary, realistic, I don't know, Vegas show. I was going to follow her or look up her Instagram to see if she announced what show it's for. Because I wonder if it's real. I really, really do. But that's just me being petty. Anyway, Vanessa wants to throw her a going away party. Vanessa throws boring parties. Like, I never like her parties. Their parties always start weird and end weird. There's always this weird shit in the middle. So I'm like, I don't know if Vanessa is the right person to throw this party, but it's cool. So when she asked her, well, you know, who can I invite? She said, you know, I don't mind TT, I don't mind Egypt. She makes it clear, I don't want Brianna there. You know, I ain't rocking with her. I don't want to deal with her or whatever. And I think, you know what I'm saying, Christina letting her know that she don't want Lil Kendu there is fine. Okay, I'm saying no one likes Lil Kendu except Egypt and now TT. Well, keep that bitch on y'all team, okay? Don't bring her around nobody else besides y'all. No one wants to fuck with Lil Bop. Yep, Lil Bop. Lil Kendu Bop except Egypt and TT. So keep her ass over there. You know, she also brings up how she is meeting her long lost cousin. Now, her cousin's name is Kendall, and Kendall is the daughter of El DeBarge, but she's a daughter that was raised away from the family, not like the weird kid who they keep saying that Janet and her dad had, like a whole kid who they knew about, but her mom kept her away purposely because of, and she said, you know, because of issues and stuff with our family, because the family was on drugs. Okay, let's make it clear, most of the DeBarges had drug issues, and so the mom chose to keep Kendall away. Now the thing about it is, Kendall was on an episode of Tales. She also is on Hit the Floor, which is debut this week actually. So I think I'm like, is it a coincidence the same week she premieres on one other show, she's on this one too? But we know that show was shot before. I just wonder if one was supposed to substitute for the other. I'm not sure. But yeah, she's on the same show. So if you see the show, she might look familiar. We then see Master P and Romeo kind of meet up, and they just are coming up with like a little guest list of who's going to come camping, because it's only guys coming. You know, Romeo says he wants Lil Easy E to come, Tyran, Boogie, yeah, not Booby, Boogie, and JoJo. And I feel like the show was being smart. I thought the show is trying to add more people, because let's be honest, we're bored. Okay, we're bored with Lil Kendu Bop ass. You know, Christina is leaving, so they're bringing in her cousin. Angela and Vanessa's boring as fuck, so they got in JoJo. I'm just waiting for them to add one of the other kids, because this truth be told, Romeo is cute, but he's boring. Okay, at the end of the day, Boogie kind of boring too. He's, well, not boring. But, you know, for a moment, they try to bring in his sister. So I feel like they're trying to drop in new blood to see kind of what connects who's entertaining. Because you can't keep with these same, this is season 3, whatever season it is. We need new, fresh blood, okay? We need something new, because the same old ain't working. And the same old people ain't working either. So I think that's cool. And you want more people than the first typical cast that we had. I think having Lil Easy is smart. I do think because you have just more guys that can. It's just a different vibe. I do think they should also add some other girls. There's so many other people in LA who are the children of hip hop pioneers. If you ask me, it's like I hope when Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta comes back, they add some real like. Add Stevie J's daughter. Add people's kids who we know, and that us because who gives? No one cares about Brandon on Hip Hop Atlanta and on who was it? Reginae. We don't care about Reginae. It's just add people who isn't just like doing nothing and who were and it was just boring. So that's just my opinion. So they gonna have a little boys trip. We do see Boogie getting out of rehab. He looked good. Okay, and I mean that in a good way. I think Boogie looks like 5 of my exes. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not asking what this is. Anyway, he's getting out of rehab. He does look healthy. Okay, he really does. He still talk like he high a little bit. He has a slower speech sometimes, and I'd be like, what did he say? Is he talking real? I don't know. So that whole thing. So he does say how he is happy that he went to rehab because he learned that oh my god, sorry y'all, he learned that in life it's not about being able to do whatever you want whenever you want to do it. It's not about, you know what I'm saying, not caring what anyone else wants you to do. You have to kind of just be responsible for the thing that you do in your life and to kind of do that. He says how he's also going to hold off on talking to his dad because his dad, you know, I do think him and Dane is probably in a better place now currently. Something because I do follow Boogie on Instagram, and he had posted a couple of like photos of him, his dad, the dad girlfriend, and his sister modeling some clothes that's supposedly their new like clothing line, but the shit looked like standard t-shirt and jogger pants. It was the weirdest shit ever. But you know, if you like it, I love it. So, but he said, yeah, he's gonna not talk with dad because his dad, the last conversation they had was his dad saying, you know, we can talk once you fixed. Okay, and Dame said that too on an episode. So I really believe Dame said that to Boogie in one way or the other, and he took that he took that shit to heart. Okay, you want to wait until I'm fixed? Okay, I ain't gonna be fixed for a while. Point blank to the period. So he's like, once I get fixed, I'll talk to him. Rehab has one or two effects on people. It either helps them, well, no, maybe 3. It either helps them, doesn't help at all, or it's a stepping stone that even once they fall back flat on their face, they're still open to trying rehab again. Sometimes the hardest thing for an addict to do is go to rehab that first time because they're so scared. So even for some, when the rehab doesn't work the first time, them going the first time helps them know I can go back and try again. So I hope either way it go, if he, falls back on his on hard times, he's still open enough to go back to rehab. I hope he just doesn't have to need a job. But we have to see. We see Christina meet Kendall. It was cute. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. It was clearly a introduction to the show. It was clear that they want to add Kendall to the show as the replacement DeBarge's child or whatever. They get along. They seem friendly. Kendall brought up how her family did not allow her to see or to know DeBarge's family. She said, I knew my dad was El DeBarge. I knew who my father was and who the family were, but I could not associate with them, and my mom just would not allow it. She says how she almost kind of resents her mother for keeping her away. I guess she said she asked her once she was older, and the mom said, I was trying to protect you. And she's like, but from what? It's my family. I think it was because they were on drugs and they just did not want to be a part of that whole situation. So what it was. But she then brings up, she's like, one day he had a show in whatever town she was in. She said, so I just went to his meet and greet. And I went up and said, hey, I'm your daughter. I'm like, you hear about that shit happen? I'm like, I wonder how he reacted. So she did say that how now her and her dad have, a good relationship or whatever. She said, but it wasn't always that way. And even when she asked Chris, how was your bond with my dad? Elle used to come on and do like episodes here and there with Christina in season 1. And if we recall, we haven't seen him do that in like the past 2 seasons. So I'm not gonna say something happened. I do wonder if they fell off for some reason, you know. But she did say, you know, whenever we do talk, it's fine, but we haven't talked in a while. So I'm like, it's something else going on there, but you know, so who cares? So as we see, you know, Chris is leaving the show, Kendall's coming in. It is what it is. Boogie is having a pop-up shop now that he's out of rehab. The funny part was he got out of an Uber and said, I carry my own merchandise, but he had one box. I'm like, how much merch is in one box for a pop-up shop? Like, did you not expect anyone to pop up? Who knows? Anyway, he's there. Like, we see we think it was TT was there. Was each up there? I can't remember who I was there. I remember Brianna monkey ass walked in. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he was in there talking to people. They said how it was good that he was out or whatever. But then someone popped a bottle of champagne. And I'm like, who the hell popping champagne? So he said, y'all can't pop champagne. Well, I popped some champagne. I'm looking like, wait a minute. You fresh out of rehab. And then here come Lil Kendall, Lil Baby Bop. So Lil Kendall, Baby Bop come in. And she sees him with the champagne in his hand, popping a bottle. Now, what he did say was, I'm popping a bottle to celebrate this pop-up shop, but I'm not drinking. I think 2 ways about that. I do feel like when a person gets out of rehab, you can't fully want to not have them around liquor and stuff like that, because if you keep them too sheltered, they won't know how to act when they're around it. So it's a balance between, you know, not pouring it down their throat, but also not having them in the vicinity of like a light little drizzle amount of drinking or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? Little Baby Bop, it's like, you know, what is he doing? Like, why is he having this or whatever? I'm just upset with him. She like him and don't know how to freaking act, and it irks my damn nerve. So, you know, she then like, you know, what you doing? You're like, oh, nothing or whatever. I'm doing good. I'm out. Because again, he did not drink anything. And then the first thing she's asked him about is, has he talked to his dad? You know, he said, no, I haven't. I'll talk to him when I'm fixed. And then she's like, you know, why you acting like that? I feel like this. You also should not be pushing a person fresh out of rehab to talk to someone that they aren't ready to talk to. You shouldn't cause them any extra stress for no damn reason, especially since the fact that one of his triggers is his father. Like, leave that boy be. Like, talk to him about his dad in like a week or 2. Like, give him a little space to get out on his own, breathe a little bit of fresh air. Because he and Dame are estranged right now, and it is what it is. And what I like that book said to her was, you don't know everything that happened. You know, you don't know the ins and outs of certain things. And I said, this is my thing. Just because Lil Baby Bop out here, you know what I'm saying, hanging from Dame Thick, doesn't mean that Boogie wants to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because even when she said, yes, some of our conversations are about you, my thing still remains. I still don't know what Lil Kendall Baby Bop, yes, Little Kendall Baby Bop, do when they talk if it isn't about Boogie. I don't know what the conversation is. I think he her sugar daddy. I think he paid to get her hair done and her nails done. I do. I really do think he out here sugar daddy in her. Okay? Well, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, he again, so like I said, I'll talk to him when I talk to him. And that's kind of it. She then says, I'm single. I say, bitch, what that got to do with the goddamn price of tea in China? Tea in China. I'm like, who shoots they shot at a person fresh out of rehab? Desperation does. And who is desperation? Look, Kendu. Girl, he is your friend. And I don't even mean that in a way of like, oh, she's ugly. She isn't ugly. Her personality is ugly. So for me, I see her as an ugly person. I think on the days when she's not being a raging bitch and she's not being a rude little just alien person, whatever, she's pretty. Okay? She's pretty. However, the 5 seconds of her being nice is diluted because the rest of the time she's a raging bitch. Okay? So, when she said like I'm single, whatever, he said okay. He said there's plenty of people in here for you. Okay? For you. And she's like, oh, you know, yeah, it is. And he's like, yeah, but ain't nobody in here for me. She's like, no one in here is for you. Because she think, girl, look, again, I don't think shooting your shot at a person out of rehab is just smart. I just don't. I think she's an opportunist. And I think she wants him to be her storyline. And that's what it is. And I don't care. She's just a baby bop ass bitch. Get some of damn nerves. JoJo, Tyran, Lil Eazy-E, Romeo, Max B are at the little retreat thing, at the little in the woods, little camp trip or whatever. And I have to say, just within the first couple of minutes of seeing JoJo, Tyran, and Eazy-E, Lil Eazy-E interact, I was entertained. Okay, I was giggling like JoJo's a goddamn fool. You know, seeing Tyran doing some little karate moves or whatever was funny to see how JoJo reacted to that. You know what I'm saying? Lil Eazy-E and his little, it was cute. It was entertaining. It was refreshing. You know, with the girls, it'd be like real base level conversations that don't really matter, and they're usually talking about stuff that does not matter. And with the guys, it was funny. It was entertaining. I'm like, okay, you know, I do think JoJo is a fucking comedian. He is funny like his father, but on a younger level. Where Ron was like corny funny because he was older or whatever. JoJo, when he's talking, he has a way that he speaks that's funny. His delivery is funny, and he just seems like he would fit right in. Nothing that he says seems fake and fugazi. Sometimes with Angela and Vanessa, I feel like they're trying to play Angela and Vanessa Simmons. Okay, I don't feel like we're always getting the real, authentic them. And I don't think they're fake. I think they have a side that they don't want to let out, and they have a persona for the world. Whereas JoJo doesn't. He's just JoJo. I think even Tyran, I think it's a naturalness in JoJo, Tyran, and Lil Eazy-E that I love. Like even Romeo. Romeo has a side of himself that he only shows so much of himself, and it almost seems calculated. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't think when he talks, everything is not. He thinks before he speaks. Entirely, he thinks everything before he speaks. Like nothing that comes out of his dome, I think is. I don't want to call him fake. I'm not saying it's fake. It's just the way that it's just calculated. You know what I'm saying? They have media training, so they use it on the fucking reality show. But it was what it was. Anyway, even seeing Tyran say how issue with his mom, where he said my mom had her driver who'd been driving her around for years, said to him, "I didn't even know Pep had a son." Truth be told, I forgot Pep had a son. You know what I'm saying? Because she talks about Egypt and only Egypt, and it is weird that in all the years she's never mentioned her other kid. Even if he isn't there, she's never mentioned her other kid. So that part to me is kind of weird, but it is what it is. We do see that Boogie does not show up. I'm not surprised. Yeah, we have. I don't care. But the guys all seem to be getting along. It's kind of funny for them to just kind of be out there in the wilderness. You know, JoJo, who is the comedian, you know, him and Romeo laughing about Angela and how he like, you know, I know you like my sister or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. Even Romeo, how saying him and Angela are just friends. I don't give zero fucks about that. It is what it is. If you have been watching for this long, guess what the code is? The code to put in today, if you've been watching this long, put in either Oprah, Sally Jesse Raphael, Jenny Jones, or Ricky Lake. Okay, but some of y'all are older. Or Donahue. Okay, so Oprah, Jenny Jones, Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake, or Donahue. So you have 5 options of what you can put in. Put in your top talk show hosts from whenever. Okay. So yeah, that's the code to put into the comment section. There may be a second one. I don't know yet. Anyway. So yeah, Romeo, Ezra, don't care. JoJo even coming in saying how, excuse me, he talked to Angela, and he told Angela that she should not jump into any relationship freshly out of breaking up with her baby daddy. I thought that was a very brotherly thing. See, those are the kind of honest conversations you want to hear from people on the show. Because I'm like, that is something a brother would tell their sister. So I'm like, I think it's cool that he said that to Romeo too. Like, look, for you too, she should not jump into something with you either, because it's this first he knew of her being single. Now the funny part was, must be like, what Shorty at? They like, who? Tyrone. They're like, yeah, where he go? They're like, I don't know, he probably went somewhere like to go get some eggs or whatever, like go foraging. But they're laughing, like Romeo's laughing, JoJo's laughing, Lil Easy is laughing. Master P start going, hey, Shorty, where you at, Shorty? I'm like, first of all, that man name ain't Shorty. Not only that, he not gonna respond to Shorty, cause he not even from New Orleans. He don't know what we're talking about. So P is going through this campsite. Hey, Shorty, where you at, Shorty? Tyrone was in the bathroom, because it was like a little outhouse bath, and he went to the restroom real quick or whatever. He like, are you calling for me? Because again, who the fuck is Shorty? My name was Tyrone, like, and I thought to myself, why would you say, hey, Tyrone, or Pep's son, whatever, hey, Shorty? That could be anybody. Okay, because no one's here name is Shorty. But whatever. So he and P have a quick little talk or whatever. You know, he brings up how he just wants a closer connection to his mom. That's what he's looking for. You know, P talking about, well, I know she loves you and she wants to try the best for you. P be having the best intentions, but sometimes P need to shut the fuck up. Okay, you want to know why? Because the things that Pep told you not even really fully has you aware of the issue. I don't think he questions if his mom loves him. It ain't that. They not close. She don't treat him. There's a clear cut. You can clearly see he's treated differently than Egypt. Not worse, not worse, but he's treated differently. There's a different connection between how she is with Egypt and how she is with Tyrone. But however, P wouldn't see that because he only know what Pep told him. So I'm like, again, the advice he's giving to Tyrone doesn't even match the issue. Okay, that's the issue. Anyway, they had a little party for Christina. It was boring. It was Christina, her cousin Kendall, Angela, Vanessa, Egypt, and Titi was all there, and they weren't even there. They was talking. Oh yeah, you were in Orlando, right, Angela? That was so cute. This is Egypt talking. That was so cute. I'ma hope it's romantic or whatever. I'm like, how you saying that knowing that TT like him and TT was hanging out with Romeo too? Egypt, girl, just be calm and be young and be just hush and just hush. Anyway, I don't care about seeing them talk about Romeo and Angela just to see TT's face. I don't care. We then see Egypt bring up how Baby Bob Kendu was saying that she thought Boogie was upset with her regarding the whole rehab thing or whatever. Christina said, who was she to talk like? Who cares? I said, bitch, Christina do not like Lil Bob. Okay, she does not like Lil Bob Kendu at all. She ain't for the bullshit, and I respect her for not being for the bullshit and sticking to her guns of not being here for the bullshit. So we then see, because the conversation of Lil Bob Kendu come up, Angela was like, all right guys, I don't want to be a party pooper, but I have to go. Look, Angela told y'all last season, I'm not shooting not nan scene with that damn bitch. I'm not shooting no scenes with her, and I think that includes I'm not gonna sit in any scene where y'all are discussing her. And she got up and she exited, stay left. I don't think it means she's scared of her. I don't think it thinks she's whatever. I think her thing is, I don't fuck with her, period. I'm not going to give her any of my attention, and I'm not going to give her any of my screen time. So if that's the conversation, I'm not going to be here. And my thing about this is, I don't see why Egypt brought up Lil Baby Bob, Lil Kendu, when no one there fucked with her except her and TT. And it's Christina's party, who don't fuck with her. It shows how at times Egypt doesn't even realize how immature she is and how she can cause tension because you're bringing up the wrong shit at the wrong goddamn time. Anyway, Angela leaves, and you know what I'm saying, Vanessa then says, well, you know, does Brianna have a problem with me? No, she doesn't. Yes, the fuck she does. And the problem is she likes to talk shit about them in her confessions. I don't think there's a real problem between Brianna and Vanessa. I don't. Okay, Lil Baby Bop just don't like people in general. Okay, she just does not. So when she has the option to talk about whoever, that's what she does. But there's no real issue between the two of them. Like, they never got beefed out or whatever. It's just the fact that Vanessa is Angela's sister, and Angela don't fuck with Lil Baby Bop. So Vanessa be trying to like pick a lane to see how she can kind of like a little bit here, a little bit there, be cool with her, and she can't. Cause why? Cause Lil Kendu ain't shit besides a not shit ass person, and she's like to cause beef. So when they say, well, no, she doesn't have a problem, technically she does not, but that does not mean that she does not cause issues with Vanessa whenever she sees fit. She gives her attitude for no reason. When anyone can't be around you without giving you an attitude, without it being some kind of weird little, I don't have to talk to her, and it's the bullshit of it all. Anyway, Egypt then brings up how Kendall should meet Lil Kendu, and Christina said, no, the fuck she shouldn't. Not my cousin. Bitches, no. She said, do not introduce my cousin to Lil Kendu. Don't do it. And then Egypt gonna say, well, I think she should, have her own time to form her own opinion. No, the fuck she shouldn't. Look, my thing is, if I'm beefed out with somebody, so is my cousin. Okay, my cousin don't need to meet anyone who I'm already beefed out with. Point blank into the period. Because the push come to shove, we gotta not beat her ass. Okay, and I think what Kendall could have said was, well, I wouldn't mind getting to know someone and see how it goes. But she didn't say anything, and they didn't show her anything. So, like, who knows? We don't really care. Anyway, Chris said, like, no, I don't want her to meet her, because if they had beef, I'm not here to have her back. Well, I mean, it's gonna be beef, but you have to let your cousin fight her own battles, and that's just kind of is what it is. We do see Boogie and Romeo met up or whatever, and he decided how he did not go to the camp because he wasn't ready to go, whatever. I didn't really care much, honestly. Romeo wants Boogie to talk to his dad, and he like, I don't want to. And my dad told me, and I'm saying that I need to be fixed before he can do anything for me. So I'm going to give myself that time. I'm going to wait, focus on my businesses, grow my businesses out, be a work in progress. So that way, if anybody tell my dad whatever about me, they can just say he working and he good, and that's it. And I ain't got time to be, worried about him right now. Cool. This end scene. The end scene, if you're still here, the second code is Easter, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, or Martin Luther King Day. Pick a holiday. Okay, so Pep, Tyran, Egypt, and TT go to counseling. Okay, this is my thing about it. It's family counseling, true. However, Tyran said that he feels that there is no equalness in the family. He said it's the equivalent of when Harry Potter's aunt and uncle let him live with them but made him sleep in a cupboard under the stairs, locked away. Okay, I said, now that's a goddamn look. So the therapist asked them each, like, okay, what do you feel? Egypt says, well, that's what Tyran said. Egypt says, I'm only here because my mom asked me to come here. So that's why we're here. I'm here for my mom. Again, she's a co-signer. That's what it is. When she talks to Pep then asks the therapist, well, what did they say about me? Again, she's not even asking what their issues were. What did they say about me? Think about that. So the therapist then say, well, who do you think you have the most strain with in the relationship? She says Tyran. So she brings Tyran in. At this point, I think it was just Pep and Tyran talking. Tyran said she said Tyran, then she said, I hope he can listen to me, understand what happened and where I'm coming from. I said, okay, again, me. It's not about you, Pep. It's not the fuck about you at the fuck all. Okay, so Tyran comes in and he gives examples about why he feels neglected from Pep. He says, when I was 17 years old, Egypt was 9 at the time, I asked you, can we watch a movie? Because we had planned to watch a movie. You told me that you did not feel like it, that you were tired, and that you could not do it. He says, Egypt then came up after I did and asked you play volleyball with her, and you went and you played with Egypt. So for him, that was an example of his childhood when he felt his mother neglected him and went to give all the attention to her daughter. Okay, that was a perfect example, honestly. It really, really was. Pep then says, he's always showed other people more love than me. Bruh. Pep is delusional. And I feel like Pep has been delusional her whole life. The whole conversation between Pep, Tyran, and the therapist clearly showed why Tyran is saying what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? He then says, around the 5th grade, that is when I started, acting out or whatever and not being as friendly to her. But he said there was a reason. He said, she did not come to my school stuff. You know what I'm saying? He said it was always either a nanny or no one there. It was like an empty seat. It was never her. But he admits that, he felt like she was there, but she wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? She was there enough, but not really a lot at all. She cuts him off when he's talking. She says, you know what I'm saying? You didn't like me coming around because of how I dressed, and I didn't dress like other parents. I dressed sexy like hip hop. And my thing was, so you knew your son issue was he did not, as a 5th grader, he did not like his mom coming to the scene dressed as sexy, this or whatever. You can tone it down for the plays, for the games, or whatever. You can do anything. My thing is, Madonna ain't going to see her kids with goddamn cone bras. Beyonce ain't pulling up to Blue School and goddamn coochie cutter shorts and stiletto heels and bra tops. Like, at some point, your stage persona has to take a back seat. She was a parent. What he said was, you came to my show as Pepper of Salt and Pepper, not as my mom. And I didn't like you coming there as your stage person. I wanted my mom there. And she couldn't even acknowledge that. So Tyran says, she always cut me off, you know what I'm saying, and she doesn't hear me. She feels the need to defend herself without listening to me, and she did, because every time he gave something that he felt, that he lived, that he dealt with, she would have a rebuttal as to why she kind of wasn't wrong or whatever. Well, I didn't come to school because he didn't like how I dressed. Girl, what you should have said was, I didn't know me not being there affected you in that way. I'm sorry. But she couldn't do that. No, not Pepper. So from there, he says she would wear a fur coat to the movies. We would go to the movies and she would wear a fur coat, and well, that's how I dress. He says, no, you would do that for attention. You would do that because she said you knew that would get you noticed. And then I became the cameraman and I had to kind of be pushed to the side because you will get stopped or whatever. He said you wanted the praise. She then says how, people would notice me if I was in a t-shirt, if I was in the hats or whatever. They would notice me any kind of way. Again, she has always wanted this attention, and it seems like she wanted the attention regardless of how it made her son feel. And she was so wrapped up in being Pepper, Salt and Pepper, and being noticed no matter where she was, she did not realize when I'm out with my child, I should not be looking for that attention. I should be trying to be as incognito as I can. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we see stars with their kids out and they be dressed way down so that people don't notice them. And what it seems like it happened with them is she did the complete opposite. I'm going to be sexy all the time. I'm going to have a fur coat on. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to be my fly stuff at all times, even when I'm taking my son to the movies and he don't like the attention. I do, and I'm going to still get it. And she wasn't listening to him say that he didn't like it. She kept giving them reasons to why that's how I dress. I would get noticed. It was a bunch of bullshit. It was all about Pep. He then went into details saying how, yes, I did act out. I was a kid. I didn't have anyone to talk to. You have fame, but I had to deal with not having anyone to talk to about it. He says people tried to fight me, rob me. I had no friends. People tried to do things to me, play me because of your fame. When he said people tried to do things to me, the fact that she didn't say what things, the fact that she did not ask him, what did people try to do to you due to me being who I was? I said that hit a nerve with me because, again, she was not listening to what he said. She was just thinking, how can I defend myself as he's saying what happened to him? She then replied back and said, oh, so it's my fault that these things happened to you? Bitch, yes. Yes, it is. Because again, your son didn't have any structure. He didn't have anyone to talk to. He didn't have a stable home environment to have someone protect him in these situations. And she don't get that shit. So, he like, I'm not blaming you. I'm telling you my experience, and you're not listening. You're continuing to defend yourself, and that is not what it's about. You know, he's like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I did not or do not matter to you. And that's how I felt. When he said that, she gonna say, oh, okay, I get it. Now I can relate. Bitch, please. Pepper ain't fooled a goddamn man on the moon. Pepper did this they hugged at the end. Cause, oh, I get it. I'm so sorry. Now I understand. Pepper ain't fooling me not one damn bit. She do not get it. She said that so that it can stop. Because she does not want to keep feeling like she is the culprit that caused it. She ain't get it. She did not get it. She ain't no way that your child can tell you that I felt like I did not matter, and you didn't shed not one tear. Not one tear. Not one tear. Bitch, you was crying over you. She cried over other little bullshit, but your son telling you his experience as a kid, and you didn't shed not one goddamn tear, is a bunch of bullshit to me. And I could not believe it. Shows that Pep has always wanted attention, and she does make things about her. And if Egypt had said those things to her, she would have been bawling, crying. She cried because TT showed Egypt the damn book that she wrote about her and Tretch. But you not crying because your only son telling you that his whole life he felt like he didn't matter to you. Girl, I'm done. Girl, the fuck bye. Peace. Okay, gotta go.